Okay, we are technically streaming, but
Are we live?
yeah, we're gonna be live. Well, we're pretty much live. Um,
Okay.
so slow at this. Like, wow, so slow. Super slow. Okay, it should be here now. Yeah, there we are. Okay, now I can give this to everyone. Okay, go ahead and get in. Here you go. I'll make you a moderator. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
How do I be moderator?
I just right click and moderate and make you a moderator.
So
Okay.
cool.
I'm just sending it to everyone. We will begin momentarily. Let's see.
Are we actually live right now? Like, people
Yeah,
hear us?
yeah, we're live.
Oh, cool. Your audio is really low, says Jeb.
My audio's low. Like the mute. Oh wait, music's not even playing. Okay, give me a sec. We'll fix all this. How low is the audio, Jeb? I'll just put it live again. I don't have time to. Okay. Okay, we're really low. Oh yeah, we're pretty low. Is that better? Is that better?
Can you guys hear us better now?
You said first. Okay,
Yeah,
someone
I did.
said, okay. Give 1 second. We're both pretty low. Okay, okay. That's my fault. I thought we were too loud. Okay, add moderator. Okay, Spencer, you're a moderator. Audio is incredibly low. Okay, all right. Both of you are pretty low. No, it's just here. Hello, hello.
Maybe I should refresh the stream.
Oh yeah, you refresh the stream.
I'm not seeing chat in real time.
Okay, let's see. I'll make you a little higher. I'll just go to 40. Is that better? Sup, Bones? Oh, I'm so sorry about about the yeah. I'm sorry
The
about the
blatant
thumbnail.
theft and plagiarism.
The thumbnail. Oh shit! You guys can't see that yet. Oh well, it's the cat's out of the bag. You already saw some shit. Oh well. Oh well. What's up, guys?
Now I can't see chat at all. What is going on?
You can't see the chat?
No, I can't see the chat.
Just go to. Oh no, not canceled. Not canceled.
The game is canceled.
The game, yes.
Oh, there it goes. I can see it now.
Okay, you see the chat? We'll begin in just a second, guys. Just waiting on the you know, the all the other wonderful people. Live streaming the game. Live streaming again. Hashtag Earthworm Gym. Hashtag this is stupid and takes forever.
The game's not canceled. It's gone through many changes behind the scenes though.
How do we sound now, guys? We can hear the stream in the background. I'm so bad at this. I did, Mr. Walker, and I love it. And one awesome dude, you can search him up. He actually has the patch so that you can play the dirt levels and the meat levels. I have no idea why you can hear us. I don't know.
Wait, is it like overlapping or something?
I think. Is it overlapping? Like, how bad is it, guys? I did, Mr. Walker.
sound fine, says Mr. Bones.
Sound fine? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's put on some music. Courtesy of Mr. Bones. And I also added stuff to the thing. Okay. We're a little delayed, so just give me a moment. And we'll begin working. We have 7 people watching.
With any luck, we'll be able to start the stream before we have to end the stream.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay, hopefully the music won't be too loud. Alright. Here we go. Shuffle play. Alright, can y'all hear the music? How's the music? Is it good? Is it bad? Spencer, can you say something?
Hello?
Okay. Alright. How's the music, guys? Is the music okay? Level layouts were far more linear in the prototype. It is very, very low in the background. The music? Okay. The music's really low?
Jeb says music sounds good.
Music sounds good. Okay. Turn it up?
Turn it up. Okay.
Well, I don't know, man. I need to be able to hear Spencer. Okay. Okay, guys. So, I'm gonna show y'all before I get started on what we're gonna be doing today. Let me show y'all what we did, or what I did last stream. I actually completed it, other than the bullets. So we got Jim here getting ready to fire. Here, I'm gonna get off the actual stream. I'm gonna still be streaming, but you know, I won't have it open. I'll leave that to Spencer. Okay, there you go. Now I don't have to hear my echo.
Oh, I think Mr. Bones was being facetious when he said turn it up.
You little shit. Okay, I was talking about your.
The audio's good now.
The audio's good. That's good. Dude, the chat's. Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So that's what we're getting to. We're getting to the firing animation. Sorry. I'll just let it play. Might be crap, but.
Mr. Walker says Special Edition uses the SNES ports fire sprite.
Yes. Yes, they altered it a little bit, and it also depends on which Special Edition. If you're doing the Windows 95, they like recolored and it looks great. So yeah,
I don't think they changed it much on the Sega CD version.
Yeah, the Sega CD I want to say is just straight up the Super Nintendo. But yeah, this is the new fire animation, guys. Wow.
It looks epic.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, bro. So yeah, this is what I wish I could have showed y'all yesterday, but sometimes you just got to do stuff on your own time. But yeah, so we got charcoal, we got the blast. It's looking pretty good. All right, so let's close that. Okay, so
Mr. Bones says, "Say Worm Odyssey, John."
Worm Odyssey.
No, this isn't Worm Odyssey.
So what we're working on today, I've been working on it since yesterday. We're doing Jim's when he gets hurt. So this is what we got so far.
Oh, do you want to show off the 3D models that I've made?
Oh yeah. Hang on.
Send you screenshots of them.
Yeah, send me. You got screenshots of them?
Yeah, I've got screenshots of them.
Okay. Do I gotta scroll up to the chat, or do you have it already?
Hopefully this doesn't dox me somehow.
That's what I was worried about yesterday. I'm like, please don't dox me.
There shouldn't be anything important in the picture. It's just my test score.
Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm going to show you some 3D stuff that my good friend Spencer, the 3D artist of the game, that is super zoomed in.
I am new to 3D art.
But he does decent enough. Decent enough. Give me 1 second. I'm just getting all the screenshots.
without the white portion, it looks like Halo's energy sword. Yeah, it does kind of look like the energy sword from Halo, like the blast animation.
Unfortunately, guys, I didn't have an Xbox until like way later, and I didn't grow up with Halo. I'm sorry.
John's been playing exclusively Earthworm Jim since 1995.
Earthworm Jim came out in 1994. Oh God. All right, we're almost there. Sorry, guys. I just gotta grab all his pictures. Spencer, let me just grab the really important ones. There's just a lot here.
Okay.
I don't think anyone cares about the toilet from the back.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks good. Like I enjoy it, but people want to see the toilet from the front. And to give context.
Interesting.
all right, fine.
I'm officially dubbed the 3D Worm Man.
He's the 3D Worm Man.
I mean, I've done some different stuff for the fan game too. I did some music at one point.
Yeah. Let's
I've
see.
been doing concept art for a long time.
And he got better.
Oh, not a lot of it's being used.
Okay. And then the last one was the can of worms.
Are you showing them off?
I have to save them, then I just import them into yeah.
I was just making sure my stream wasn't lagging or something.
Nah. Worms.
Also
Okay.
assisting John
Oh, yeah.
with some of these animations.
All of this stuff is very like work in progress. It's still being worked on, but
Especially the lighting and textures. Those are very much a work in progress.
But here we go. Wow. It's a toilet. It's exciting.
John, I think we're just seeing Clip Studio.
No, you'll see it because I'm importing into it. It's just wow. It's the back of a toilet.
Wow.
Whoops.
Oops.
Wow. It's that fridge that's gonna launch the cow.
There's the toilet.
Wow. There's the fridge and it's opened. Spencer actually gave it a hinge. It's really cool.
Mr. Walker asks, what stages do the fan game have?
So right now, just there's 3 stages planned for sure. New Junk City reimagined, half empty or half full, and probably some tutorial level that is basically Jim's origin, like Jim becoming Earthworm Jim for the first time. Because I think that'd be really cool to play as.
So like you get to play as the worm.
That'd probably be more of a cutscene. It'd probably just be a cutscene of the worm popping out, the suit falls on.
That'd be really fun. That'd be like Worm Odyssey.
Your only attack is eat. But yeah, so this is all the 3D stuff that Spencer's contributed. It's really cool seeing where everything's going. I don't delve in 3D art right now, so having someone who does and is learning is great.
Didn't the first game use pre-rendered graphics at least once? I think it did.
Yeah, they used silicon
the fridge is
graphics.
3D.
Silicon. The fridge is 3D. A lot of other things are 3D too. I just can't think of it at the moment. Oh, the can of worms was hand animated.
Yeah.
Toilet was
I think
hand drawn.
Part of Billy the Bin was probably 3D.
Maybe.
I want to say maybe the lamp was.
Oh yeah, maybe the lamp, but everything else was okay.
If I ever get around to modeling Jim in 3D, we thought about having an idol where he just turns 3D for a minute.
It'd be really silly. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be working on his
Make the cutscenes in the style of an old 90s comic book. Didn't Jim HD do something like that?
Yeah, but I mean, even the original Earthworm gym had that. But I'll be working in a sec. Hang on, guys. I gotta send the link to my friends. They want to watch. They want to watch me work.
Yeah, I agree. John would probably make a better intro than Jim HD did.
Jesus Christmas, it's so bad. I mean, it's a different art style, so it is one of those kind of things. But at the same time, I was hoping that they would be more, like, you know,
It reminds
faithful.
me of like, it looks like a Newgrounds comic or something. Like it doesn't look official at all.
No.
And they borrowed a lot of assets too.
Yeah, borrowed.
Fox says it's funny looking at update number 6 when Jim's animations changed to a stick man.
Yeah, at the time I wasn't confident. Oh, sorry. I wasn't confident with animating. And you know, when making a game, you have to animate. You have to do it. So back in the day, it just was faster to do stick figures because I could test stick figures, and then once I got more comfortable, then I started moving into more, you know, like solid shapes. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're going to try and finish, or at least rough out, Jim's taking damage animation here. So it's pretty cool. What's up? Anyone?
Mr. Walker says, will the SNES port ever get an improvement ROM hack? I really want Big Broody added on the SNES port over Intestinal Distress. And he says, I really don't like Intestinal Distress. It's a stage they literally made in a day. I think Big Broody and Intestinal Distress are probably my two least favorite stages.
It's fair. It's just because the way that it flows is way different. And it's vertical. Like most of Intestinal Distress is vertical design, which Jim isn't great at.
It's funny, I have the special edition on Sega CD, and on the back of the box it says something like, check out the new hilarious stage, Big Broody, and then you go to play Big Broody, and it's terrifying.
It's not hilarious. It's terrifying. You're listening into all the ambience. Like it's literally just ambience. There's doors slamming for whatever reason.
It sounds like something from Psycho.
Yeah.
Jaws or something.
Maybe Tommy Tallarico was
that's what they were going for. Tommy Tallarico does a great job with that stuff.
Maybe he was just in a bad place. Maybe that's just how it goes.
Yeah, this is gonna make the kids scream.
But see, like, and Intestinal Distress and Big Broody, I mean, they're only in the Sega CD versions. So I would say if they did port over any of those levels to the Super Nintendo, that would be interesting. I have no idea how they would even do that, just because.
Well, they kind of missed their chance because they re-released Gem 1 and 2 in a combo cartridge not too long ago, and that would have been the perfect time to do it.
It would have, but without the original team, they would have been just a dumpster fire. In my opinion, it would probably be
GBA port has Intestinal Distress.
It does.
The stage has a different layout. Yeah, that's weird. I used to have the GBA port, and it was just unplayable.
2 is worse than 1. 1 I understand,
and I believe, but
I'm really sad because the developers actually of that one, they actually explained everything and why it was like so bad, like what they had to go through.
I don't blame the development team at all.
I feel so sorry for them.
The GBA, that's like a monumental task right there.
Well, the issue is the Interplay didn't give them anything. Like, no, they had to do all the sprite ripping themselves. They had to do all the coding. They didn't have the source code. Like, it was
they basically just got told to make a game.
Yeah, they got told to make a game, and good luck. That was literally it. Like, and good luck.
Shiny was very unexperienced with the SNES port of 1. Actually, the SNES port is the first one I played. So
Technically,
can't really speak to that.
I grew up with the SNES port. Nowadays I prefer the Genesis just because I don't know, the Genesis I just like it a lot more. I like the fact that Jim just has more voice lines, extra level, no stupid physics crap in for Pete's sake that makes those springs unplayable. It's frustrating. Yeah. Sorry.
I'll take the sprites in the Genesis version any day, but some of the tracks I do like better on the Super Nintendo.
And that's fair. That's totally fair. It all depends. Like,
which was it? Was it the Super Nintendo or Genesis that had the background with the lens flare and everything?
That was Super Nintendo. With the parallax, you're talking with the parallax scrolling and the lens flare on New Junk City.
It had a really impressive lens flare for a Super Nintendo game.
Oh yeah. I like how the background would also get lighter or darker depending on where the sun is. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff that the Super Nintendo version did. And it does deserve, accolades.
Mr. Walker says, the main thing that deters me from the SNES port is how brutal the bosses were converted. And the ending/descent music isn't used for the boss fights. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But what the Super Nintendo version did right, though, is... I'm positive this was it was left in and Shiny didn't realize it, but you can just kill the queen with one whip on the Sega version, which just deems the boss like not hard at all. Like,
oh,
it doesn't
really?
It doesn't
I never
feel
got that far in the Genesis version.
It doesn't feel like a final boss if you can just one hit KO the final boss. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't do that, it
can be difficult.
Fight.
The main thing is you just want to make sure you have, I want to say, over 4,000 rounds. If you have over 4,000 rounds, you're fine. Otherwise, you're going to run out of bullets, and the queen.
That was my first playthrough. I ran out of bullets, and I was like dodging attacks and waiting for the gun to charge up a little bit, and then firing for like 10 seconds, and then rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. That's always fun. Oh, that's always fun. Or the sometimes the timing on the little snot platforms would be off sync, and then you're just dead, like, because you can't get back on.
I remember at some point I wanted the entire sound and music from the HD game and found a video that was compiled, but it got taken down. Yeah, I mean, some of the music was okay in Gem HD, but
I have some of the music on this this little playlist that. Okay, I'm going crazy. Why can't I edit this? Oh, that's why. Okay, continue.
The Gray Kirby says, I like how well animated Slugfur is, only for you to not be able to see her animations 90% of the time because of how the fight is laid out.
That's true. That's something I'll give the Earthworm Jim mobile port, that Game Loft did. I'll give them props. They actually gave her.
Is that port still available? Is that still
you have to download the APK, unfortunately. But what's cool about it is she would actually attack you. Like, she had actual attack patterns. Like, it would get to a point where, you know how the snot platform would just rotate around her. Well, it would actually stop, like, in the middle of her, right? And then she would charge up her wand. You can't hurt her while she's doing this. She'll charge up her wand, and you have to time your jump so that you can jump over her blast. I mean, even that little bit was effort, and it worked. It was a lot better. Made the fight more, interesting.
Her animations always reminded me of the demon from Fantasia.
Oh, yeah.
The mountain demon.
Mm-hmm, on Bald Mountain.
Oh, Mr. Bones has got to go.
Oh, well, Bones, thank you so much. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I blatantly, just ripped off your... Spencer gave me the idea. He made me do it.
It's my fault.
But thank you. Thanks, man, for coming. Appreciate it.
Clock says, I could take or leave the HD music, but I adore the new music that was added, like when you confront Evil the Cat, or the main menu music. What about the keyboard cat music? That was a
Spencer, don't start. That's freaking terrible. The only music I really enjoy in the HD, Earthworm Jim HD was Chip Chap and Chops. I did like that song. Chuck's boss music is pretty okay. It's not Jim, but it's okay.
When did Jim HD come out?
That was 2009.
2009. I want to say.
Well, on the mobile, and then I think it was 2010 or 11 or something like that when it came.
I wanted to say 2010 for Xbox because I remember when that came out and it was on the front page of the Xbox Live Arcade. I would like scrounge around the house for quarters and nickels and stuff, and I begged my parents to let me buy it, but then when I finally got it, my brother-in-law deleted it off the Xbox.
That's brutal.
Yeah. We played through maybe 3 stages before, because it was technically his Xbox.
Let's see. I'd love to see Evil Jim be featured in an actual game. Yeah, I mean, Evil Jim was supposed to be the final boss in Earthworm Jim Earthworm Jim 3D, and they screwed that up too.
Oh, that actually makes more sense than Earthworm Jim.
And technically, Evil Jim was supposed to be in Earthworm Jim 2. He was a cut boss. He was in concept art, and I always loved how they portrayed him. The cartoon, he's okay. Like, he's.
We had a few concept arts drawn up for Evil Jim, but that was a few iterations ago, so we could probably rework that.
I still don't know if Evil Jim's gonna be in the game. That I haven't decided. If I get around to it, that'd be cool. But right now, as of now, I don't really have anything planned for Evil Jim, unfortunately.
Right.
But if I can, I can. I'm totally down to. Yeah.
One of those things. If he was going to be in the game, we'd have to completely reimagine him.
I mean, I would just draw him similar to the concept art. I love his sort of Tim Burton-esque, kind of oogie boogie, or whatever, Nightmare Before Christmas look. I like that. I like his more twisted look. Makes him actually look evil and the whole. And I like that he was more like a shadow. Like he was literally Jim's just shadow.
Reminds me of Dark Rayman.
Yeah, and I love that. I'm not gonna lie, some of this is gonna be winged for sure, because animation takes time and it takes brain power, and sometimes my brain is smooth.
I wonder if you ever get over that with animation, ever stop feeling like imposter syndrome sort of thing.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, and this is really sad, and I wish I didn't feel this way, but looking at that firing animation. It's just like, how did I do this? Can I do this again?
Right. I feel like that with a lot of stuff I've done. It's just imposter syndrome. I just wonder if animation ever gets any better.
I mean, because it just requires so much focus. But what's cool, guys, is I started this yesterday. Just from acting it out. Because one thing for sure that every person who wants to do animation should do is act out your animations, because you'll get a feel for it, and before you know it, you'll be like, whoa, yeah, I want to do this. So I acted this out, and I was like, yeah, and then before you knew it, I was drawing Jim at being silly.
You gotta be your own reference sometimes.
That's true. You have to be your own reference. Even if you look ridiculous in real life, even if you look ridiculous, you gotta do it.
Teddy Root 12 says Jim 3D had some very unintentional queer undertones due to Kim being the final boss.
Yeah,
I would say that's definitely unintentional queer undertones, unfortunately, because a lot of times with cartoons and stuff back then, it was more poking fun at queer people than being accepting.
Mm-hmm.
But you can look at it through whatever lens you want.
For sure. That's the beauty of free decisions and choice. Alright, let's see how that looks.
Personally, I think that kind of mindset is the only thing that saves the concept. But I won't bash on Jim 3D too much.
Yeah. I feel like all the gym games, no matter how bad or how they've been perceived by the audience, has
Each one
something
of
to
them is
offer.
like
They have
each one of them's part of somebody's childhood, so I gotta respect
exactly,
that.
and in ways, it's kind of like why I want to incorporate certain things from certain games, just because what everyone's Earthworm Jim experience is not the same as like the next person.
A lot of people I've talked to about Earthworm Jim, who don't necessarily know who he is, they'll say something like, "Oh, I had that toy growing up," or like, I saw those toys in the store." It's weird because it makes you wonder how many people had Earthworm Jim as sort of a misfit toy, like somebody bought them.
I don't know why. I just pictured someone saying like, I want the toy with the worm."
I want the worm with the human body. Oh, Billy, look away.
It's like, yeah, we do this because we love you.
Giant worm, a talking dog, and a smiling booger.
DNA lab. Whatever you guys are doing in there, cut it out. Okay. Let's look back at the reference.
Oh, I didn't even read the other part of Teddy Roo's comment.
What was the other part?
Him being the final boss is a bit better, I suppose, than the original intention of her as a love interest.
Ew.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I'm really sorry, but I actually hate that idea with every fiber of my being.
That's like
There's no
self-obsessed or something.
Yeah, at that point, and I don't feel Jim is that way. Because I feel like at that point you're losing the actual essence of what and who Jim is. Even if the games kind of portray him as kind of like, you know, just a video game character, sometimes that just works. And I don't feel like every character has to have some deep or profound meaning to be enjoyed.
Did you see Johnny Test had a similar thing with its reboot recently?
Why?
They had a Johnny like falls in love with an alternate universe female version of himself.
That's actually like weird.
Yeah.
And says a lot about whomever wrote about it.
Like what's the meme? The artist barely disguised fetish.
Yeah, that's really weird. Don't do that.
Teddy Roo says, "Menace to the Galaxy's the one exception. Bash it all you want." I'm not gonna bash it.
No.
There's some good stuff.
So, Menace to the Galaxy, some concepts and game mechanics are actually not terrible in that game. The fact that you can actually grab the pocket rocket and fly around the level and shoot
cool.
things, that's cool. Like, I would love to explore that in the fan game if possible. Like, I mean, obviously, the levels would have to be designed around that, so you can't just fly around and just beat the level.
The King Julian show had that trope. All Hail King Julian. They did the same thing with like a alternate universe version of himself. That's like the worst trope you could put into a cartoon.
I mean, that's Crash 4. It's freaking creepy. And Tropy falls in love with himself. It's really
but
weird.
He's the bad guy.
Doesn't matter. It's freaking weird. Don't do that. It's weird.
I like how Crash 4 handled it because everyone was weirded out by it except him.
Okay, I guess that's fair. If everyone's like, "Oh, it's just love," then yeah, that would have been a little weird. But
so
no.
happy I found myself.
That just sounds so awful. Like, that is really unattractive.
Another thing I liked about Menace to the Galaxy was that they took a unique spin on Jim by surrounding him with like giant real-world objects. They made him tiny.
They did that in Jim 3D too. When he jumps
Jim
it
too, if you think about it.
Yeah, he did. Because of the when he's in the papers, he's trying to find his class pocket rocket so he can fly the pocket rocket.
Spider-Verse 2 with Miles and Gwen. Well, Miles and Gwen are different people in their respective universes. I think. I don't quote me on the Spider-Man lore, but I'm pretty sure they're different people. Because Gwen's universe had a Peter Parker.
But it was a girl, and that Peter Parker, or at least I think
the Peter Parker was a man.
Oh, it was a dude. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
it's the characters in Spider-Verse aren't all Peter Parker. I don't think Miles is supposed to be Peter Parker either. He's a different character. So yeah, I don't think Miles and Gwen really follows that trope to that extreme. I know there's probably some other examples. My brain has probably filtered them out.
Well, Clocks, at least now we got some Jim HD music. It actually played the Chip Chap and Chops. I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Because some people don't like anime because they say it doesn't make sense. Well, here's them adoring a game about a talking worm fighting a crow. And that's Jim's whole appeal. It's a giant non sequitur.
Absolutely. The whole point is the fact that it shouldn't make sense. If you try to make it make sense, then you're kind of losing the whole point of the magic of Jim.
Yeah, I don't remember if I ever showed this to you, John. I probably don't have it anymore. I think it was on my old computer.
What was
I drew up an idea for an enemy that was like a flying fish that comes out of a mailbox.
it? Okay. Interesting.
I just wanted to think up like the most non sequitur thing I could. I think that's also why I'm not a big fan of cows being a repeating theme. Because Jim's supposed to keep you on your toes. You're not supposed to know what happens next, and if there's always a cow, it's kind of it's like low-hanging fruit, I guess. In the first game, it was all right because it was unexpected, but then they just kept shoehorning the cows into everything.
Yeah, I agree. It was funny the first time because you're like, oh, it's a cow. It's just completely out of there. But I mean, to be fair, Shiny actually did enjoy cows because Doug grew up in Turlock, and and he did some like farming and stuff like that. So I get where the love of cows comes from, but I do think that Earthworm Jim 2 might have just like overdid it a little bit.
Yeah, we got cow aliens, cows that you can carry, cows on the loading screen. I think one cow per game is probably okay.
But this is Earthworm Jim. It's all about the cows.
They even for that Jim 1 and 2 re-release on the Super Nintendo, they colored the cartridges pink for udders and cow print. But the cow print was like a rare one, so you'd have to buy like 4 copies of the game to get that one.
And the sad part is, when you look at it, cow print is never. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
You should make Jim's suit cow print. It would be a funny reference to Doug's childhood.
Okay, I think we might be pandering to Doug.
Cow joke doesn't work after 1 because the first one it was Chekhov's bovine. Oh, it might have been a Monty Python reference. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Cow.
That is super true. I didn't even think about that. Though, then again, the last time I actually watched Mighty Python and the Holy Grail Mighty Python and the Holy Grail was a long time.
Let's make Earthworm Jim Cow Edition. Cow Jim.
No, they already did that in 2, remember? The hero, the cow, rescues wins the heart of the lovely cow.
Oh, you remember that scene in the cartoon where Psycho climbs into the suit and stretches it?
See, that's weird.
Imagine that, but with a cow.
Yeah. See, what's weird is it's supposed to be a one size fits all. So
Right,
with the
I
cartoon, it kind of doesn't make sense. That
I always imagined it as like a extra dimensional space.
Yeah, and they even explained that in the comic. Like when Psycho gets in the suit, he just has the suit. The suit doesn't like change its mass to suit Psycho.
Right.
It literally stays the same.
Which I guess the Beyond the Groovy trailer we got kind of retconned that because they show off the internals of the suit.
Yeah, but apparently
apparently
that suit is Mach 3, so it's a completely different suit. Yeah.
Which is interesting because the suit's supposed to be indestructible. That's like the whole point of it.
And the whole point was that there was only one blueprint and only Professor Monkey for a head. Without
only one worm.
And for some reason, he just needs the blueprint because he can't remember anything or something. There's a lot of plot holes in Jim that you're not really supposed to care
Just
about. Don't care about them. Don't care. That just kind of ruins the magic. It's a
I'm also
talking
not sure
worm
about
in a giant cybernetic suit.
These other worm characters are showing off. That has me worried that they're gonna write Jim as like a alien from a worm planet or something.
Which is stupid. He's an earthworm. Earthworm. See, that's my main thing. It's like when you have other talking worms, you kind of take away the beauty of what Jim is. Jim is a freak of nature. He is a happenstance that could never happen in a billion years. Like the chances of the suit falling on him at that moment in time are supposed to be so incalculable that you know what I mean. Like that just takes away everything. That takes away the whole point. That's what frustrates me about Beyond the Groovy. I'm not opposed to Jim having like new characters. I'm not opposed to that.
Right.
But I am opposed to them taking away what makes Jim special. Like, what? Okay, so he's not the only one now. Apparently, there's a. I mean, the whole point, is, based on what I saw for a trailer, is that Jim gets in trouble with, he's in court and he gets in trouble with a bunch of animals. So apparently, there's different planets that are dedicated to one specific animal species. So there's a planet of worms. There's a planet of leopards. There's a not leopards. There's a planet of leopards. I swear, the first time I read that, guys, it's so
Leo
embarrassing.
Leopard.
It said Leo the I'm like, what the hell is a leopard? Leopard.
I think we were in call when you read that because I was like, John, it says leopard.
And they also tried to make it so that Jim is now suave. I don't know how I feel about that.
He's supposed to be goofy. He's not suave.
He's a goofy Texan. Like, let him be.
In-game lore, the monkey ate the blueprints.
I mean, that is true. It is the monkey's fault, the reason why the blueprints are gone. But the fact that Professor Monkey Furhead doesn't remember how to do anything it's just silly. It's just really silly to me.
And in the show, he needed a new battery of the gods. So.
Oh yeah, the gods turned him into a bread maker, so it wasn't all that bad.
They turned me into a bread maker.
I'm not a bread maker. If I twist the monkey's tail, I can make pumpernickel.
That just sounds like a euphemism. Twisting the monkey's tail.
Oh, hey, no.
If he was a Sonic character, he'd be called Mobius Worm Jim.
Mobius Worm Jim.
Cadigan says there's a Pokemon called Leopard, so that could be where you heard that, John.
But everyone who knows me knows I'm not into Pokemon at all, Cadigan. Like, at all. I don't mind it, it's just not my thing. But how's everyone's day been? I meant to ask that. I'm just, again, animating takes brain power.
Well, my day's been okay.
That's good. But we're not caring about you right now, Spencer. We're caring about the... I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm glad you had a good day, man. Alright, we got... Okay. 1 second.
What if Jim wore big cowboy boots? And a hat.
I mean, to be honest, I actually prefer a lot of the Marvel Absurd's depiction of Jim. Like, I think they did a really good job. The humor is very similar to the games. It's really silly and they did Jim right. What?
Expensive, then.
Oh yeah, and guess what? I have those comics and they're in the storage. Hooray! I don't get to have any fun. I never get to have any fun. That was a reference to something, but I can't think of it.
That was the Jim cartoon with.
No, I know, but they referenced something. I'm positive that
Oh,
was a reference to a show.
probably.
Okay, doing good so far. Oh, you're probably wondering why I haven't drawn Jim's legs. A lot of his feet are just gonna be these feet right here, because there's no point in me drawing the same foot again if it doesn't change in perspective or anything. Because then all that's gonna do is cause chances for like wiggles and unnecessary lines that I don't want. So that's why I don't usually draw the feet unless the feet is like completely different.
The Gray Kirby says the Absurd comics are probably the only time Doc Duodenum has done anything. Yeah.
And even then,
I haven't read the Absurd comics. I need to get a PDF of those or something.
they should be available on Rocket Worm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, courtesy of Lim, because Lim is cool.
So what did Doc Duodenum do in the comics?
I remember I didn't do actually anything. He was literally just there to listen to the Queen scream at No, wait, no. He was there with the Queen, and I think they were recruiting Evil the Cat, and Evil the Cat had to prove how evil he was, and then they're like, "Ooh, you are evil."
So he kills Doc Duodenum.
I don't remember that actually.
Because I'm lying.
Spreading false information on the internet.
It's my favorite activity.
It's
Teddy Roo says, I think it might be a reference to the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. I think that's a stretch.
Wait, which part?
I never get to have any fun.
No, I'm positive that's like a TV series, because they were clearly like doing a skit, and it's got to be a TV series that I don't know.
It's probably something weird like I don't know, Full House or something.
Probably.
I saw her from Jim's 3D render of him holding a golden revolver with a cowboy holster.
Oh yeah, that's from Jim 3D.
That's from Jim 3D. There's a whole Western.
There's a whole Western level called Fantasy. It's all great until you have to herd a bunch of grandmas into the freaking crib. I hated that so much. It's not fun.
I think that's where I gave up because I kept drowning in the baked beans.
Oh, you didn't even get... No, you were in Happiness. You didn't even get to... Fantasy is the last brain.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to replay that game, or play it, I guess, for the first time.
I tried to replay it, and then it said, hey, if you really want to play Earthworm Jim 3D, press the jump button, and it just freezes. And then I'm like, well, thanks, game. I totally just lost, like... Because, it takes time to collect those dang marbles, and it was on the level where you have to grab all the can of beans to get really, really high up. And that level's stressful because if you miss your jump, you don't want to use your helicopter too soon. You use your helicopter just as you're about to hit the ground so that you don't die. Because, they decided, hey, in a gym game with platforming, let's add fall damage. That'll be fun. Fall damage is murderous in Gym 3D.
Gym 3D's not terrible.
No.
It's just... I think it's the missed potential.
It's painfully mediocre, and it's really sad because there's a lot of jokes that are actually pretty okay, and it literally is the cartoon's humor. I'm just going to try something real quick.
Mr. Walker, I'm going to be completely honest. I forgot about Doc Duodenum until you said something earlier.
Dr. Wadnum
he is one of the most forgettable Earthworm Jim villains.
Which is silly because he's really... Alright.
He's got a fun name.
Yeah, it's the Wadnum. You know what they call cheese in Paris? What they call La Fromage.
Yeah. Teddy Roos says, I don't know, Mr. Walker. Interplay is up there too. the worst Earthworm gym villain. I almost said EWJ, even though it's more syllables.
That's the joke. It's easier to type, but it's more syllables.
Yeah, I'd say Interplay is probably the biggest Earthworm gym villain.
I'm just playing around right now, guys. It's just what you do. Might have to do a little bit of a squashing.
Did the Amico ever come out?
No. According to I want to say it was Interplay. Was that Interplay or Amico? I want to say it was Interplay. In response to the Amico, they were saying that something about they still wanted to have properties, but it would be for other platforms. So who knows?
It's weird because they had plenty of prototypes of the Amico. They showed it off a lot. I guess they never showed off any actual software.
Yeah, that looks better. Oh. Okay.
The Amico had me really worried, and part of me is glad that we're not getting a gym game on that, because that would have been a garbage fire, I think.
See, my thing is, it's the fact of why does gym have to be a different? Why does gym have to be a different thing? Why can't they just look at the originals and just improve on the engine? What I want to do with this fan game,
Well, to be fair, the Amico had a really weird controller.
No, I don't mean the Amico and well, yeah, I guess with the Amico for sure, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't have to be something revolutionary. Just get the gym formula right and then fix it. Fix what was wrong with it, to suit a modern audience. Because the way that Jim plays to me is still very unique. Because it's a legit platformer. It is a run and gun platformer, but it has more focus on the platforming, which I really like. I don't know any other game that does that.
I only know one person who pre-ordered the Amico and they never got a refund.
Oh, that sucks.
That sounds like a lawsuit.
It does sound like a lawsuit. All right, give me a sec, guys. Just because my computer is total garbage. Well, I mean, it's not garbage. That's not fair. It's done a lot for me. But it can't play the animations, fast. I have to export them to a GIF, and then I can see them, and that helps me, get the movement. So just keep talking to Spencer while I'm doing that.
I wish Global Gladiators was the same quality. That was the McDonald's game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was that 2-player?
It was. Oh wait. I want to say yes, because you have Mick and Mac. The music in that game rocks. The very first level, the slime world kicks butt.
Was that one done by Treasure, or am I thinking of the Treasure Land Adventure or whatever?
No, that was done by Virgin Interactive. So Tommy Tallarico, Dave Perry. I want to say Dave Perry. A lot of the Shiny team before they became Shiny worked on a lot of those games.
That's one that I've been meaning to play. It's just not very high up on my list.
Well, it's also very obscure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spencer, what I'll do is I'll send you the GIF. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking pretty snazzy. The sad part is, and this is gonna kill me to say this, I was drawing all the frames, guys, right? And I forgot to draw in vector, so I was drawing raster and
oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to retrace that, but I'm gonna do that on my own time. I at least wanted for this stream to get the most of the frames done, but I might actually have to just go back and retrace, but with vector. Because, you know, making those newbie mistakes.
Yeah, that's awful.
And at the time I realized that I was already like 5 or 6 frames in out of 12, so I'm like
Happens to the best of us, man.
it really does. Now where did I save that animation?
I saw something earlier. Someone on Twitter was like, "Do you ever just name a file, please work, and then it doesn't work?"
That's actually funny. That sounds like something
I
a game design thing.
when I was
Okay,
when
I'm
I was
going
writing
crazy.
some like simple code for gut check, I think there's a couple file names like that.
For those that don't know, what is gut check?
Oh yeah, gut check is one of the many projects John and I have worked on and not finished. Although I think we're looking to return to gut check soon.
Yeah.
It's a boxing game with an RPG overworld and some RPG mechanics.
Hold on. I gotta resend it to you. I forgot to put in the.
So it's a little bit like
Excuse
Punch
me.
Out if it had an overworld, I guess.
Wow, what an interesting mechanic. Never seen that done before. I'm just kidding. No, we did quite a
So
lot.
what, John?
I love you. We did a lot for it. We had made characters. We were looking for a programmer at the time. Kind of got one. Then they kind of dropped off. So it is what it is. But just to let y'all know, my full focus for the most part is on Jim. But if I do delve a little bit in our project, gut check, then I will. But for the most part, these streams will just be Jim.
I don't know. That's a good question. Would you guys
Oh yeah.
would you guys like to see some original projects, or are you just in it for Jim?
It's totally fair. Whatever y'all say. I'm
Just
pretty
be
much down.
honest.
I'm just down. I'm down for either. Now that the fact that
Oh, yeah,
I
that
can,
looks
I
really good,
can.
Joe.
Oh yeah, thanks, dude. I feel I was right. I feel like all I had to do was just pull Jim's hand down so it looks like the gun has weight and it's pulling him down.
Yeah,
And
I see what you mean.
yeah, now I think it's flowing pretty well. The joke was that he's actually saying "ow," but then Spencer made that yipe sound from like old cartoons, and now I can't stop. If y'all have ever played Prehistoric Man, it's on the Nintendo Switch Online service, and every time you get hurt, that goes yipe, and it's really funny. That might actually be something to do for the fan game. He goes yipe. Oh, I'm laughing at my own jokes. I'm sorry. Suit, gloves, gun, worm sounds like a band name. Down for anything. Okay, Gunworm sounds like a boss for a shoot 'em up. That would be the sequel to Worm Odyssey. Not sure if anyone.
I've actually never heard of this Prehistoric Man game. Let me look that up.
It's not bad. It was done by I want to say Interplay actually. Well, Interplay was the publisher. They weren't the developers.
Oh, this looks like Joe and Mac.
Yeah. What was great about it is when you get hurt, he would say "yipe," and he also did the Tom scream.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you go ah. It's really, really funny.
Oh, I like his run animation. He gets down on all fours.
It kind of reminds me of Tomba.
This is like beta Tomba.
If Tomba was a beta, I'm sorry. I watched a little Oni plays
He's
before we
the
started.
yipe. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's pretty great. Same company behind Superman 64. Oh,
Oh, I did not know that.
what a progression
Of
from making
just,
a beautiful looking 2D platformer to the world's worst 3D game.
congratulations.
I don't know if it's the world's worst, but it's definitely up there. People cite that alongside like I think it goes E.T. for the Atari and then Superman 64 It's like the worst games ever.
It's pretty brutal.
Which I don't think it's technically worse than a lot of games. It's just the expectation tied to the brand is very high.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like under different circumstances, they could have, they would have been better off. But sometimes you just make a crappy game, or things go wrong in game, because game design and development is hectic. It's
From what
never
I understand,
easy. It's never
most,
easy.
Most times a bad game is made, it's because of a stupid decision an executive has made.
That's true. That is. So, gun. We're gonna do the thing that's smart, and we're gonna put the gun on its own time thing, like a smart
Mr.
boy.
Walker says that was my favorite Taco Man episode.
My favorite Taco Man episode was definitely Pac-Man World 2. That was really funny. Or not Pac-Man World 2. Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures.
Didn't he play Five Nights at Freddy's at one point?
I think he made fun of it.
Probably. He was like doing a satirical like live stream.
Yeah. It was like, you're such a little shit.
Taco Man is like the superior annoying orange.
It's sad because I wanted him to do more, but now he mainly focuses on Dead by Daylight stuff. But that's okay. I mean, you got to survive.
Oh, Dead by Daylight is really dangerous to be playing right now, though. You heard about that?
No?
Huh?
Do I need to?
You don't need to, but
you probably don't need to. But
apparently they're fixing it. But playing online puts you at a big risk of being hacked right now.
Damn. Can't have anything fun these days, now can you? Okay, I was about to say, I'm losing my mind. I was like, how do I get this gun to work? Because I couldn't get it. Alright, there we go. Now it should be good. Alright. Okay. So now we just go through each of the frames and do the gun.
Oh yeah, I haven't looked at Samination's channel in a long time. It's all Dead by Daylight. You have to scroll pretty far for Taco Man.
Yeah. 'Tis unfortunate. I just find it so funny that right now, for Pete's sake, it's playing in the background. Okay.
Gene and Friends says that they're doing some comfort drawing of Jim, and they'll post this to Twitter when they're done.
Who's that? Oh.
Gene and Friends?
Oh, Gene. Cool, cool. Don't mind me, I'm just doing... Yeah, Gene. I look forward to seeing it. Spencer, can you link me the live stream? There's a couple more people I wanted to bring on.
Oh, sure.
I just don't want to like actually, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to open up more tabs. Thank you.
I wish EWJ2 had more time in the oven, as the stages are too short by comparison, the music tracks are recycled, and the graphics aren't as impressive as they were in development. Yeah, Gym 2 was very rushed.
I mean, they only had 6 months to make it. It's just one of those, like, it's incredible that where it went.
Right, it's incredible that they did what they did.
Yeah.
Like,
I just wish if they had more focus. I really wonder, you know.
Right, I would have really liked to see that minecart level that they had planned, or the evil gym fight. Because some sprites were uncovered not too long ago of like prototype Gym 2 stuff, and it looked really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Like they did a lot more with 3D because they were getting more comfortable with it, and it was cool seeing that big Mr. Trouble, or that snake plant hybrid thing. That was so cool.
Almost no bosses too. Yeah, Gym 2 had like almost no bosses, but it did have you interact with the boss characters from the first game in unique ways, so I can kind of excuse that.
Yeah, my thing with Gym 2, I think Gray, he states it pretty well. There's a lot of variety. I don't know why I emphasized the va. There's a lot of variety, but it doesn't do anything with the variety. It's just one idea after the next. When I'm playing the game, I'm like, can I get to the platforming, please?
It's the same problem I have with Crash 3.
Yeah, I just want to do the platforming. Even if it might seem like redundant, it's fun, it works, and it's a tried and true method. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Carnival ride section was eventually reused in Special Edition. I didn't know that.
Can you elaborate? What do you mean?
Bad Trouble and the Taxman were cut bosses in the game. Oh, the slides in New Junk City where you're the worm outside of the suit.
Oh, I mean, yeah. See, the thing was, in the original, for Jim, Jim was supposed to be out of the suit a lot more. Like, the whole point of the first game, and I really like this about that, is it shows the relationship between Jim and the suit. And and it's funny, because even when you're a worm, you do feel powerless because you're just a worm, but it's not like aggravating or infuriating. The way that they handled it, I thought was pretty fun, and I liked exploring the world as just Jim the worm, who is susceptible and vulnerable to everything. It was really good. It just felt good.
Gosh, I didn't even realize there's almost no bosses in Gym 2.
Yeah. I don't count Bob, the very first boss, to be a boss.
It's not a boss.
Yeah, it's a
cutscene.
cutscene. Psycho is just a race, which should be a boss. I mean, I'm sorry, it should.
It would have been epic as a boss.
Yeah, since he's the whole point while you're going on that whole damn journey.
Shout out to Mr. Bones on the Saturn, who has sequelitis despite being the first and only game of its kind. Don't be mean to Mr. Bone.
Nah, Mr. Bones, he's all right with me.
I think that game is worth it just for the.
I mean, for the animation, and the tech.
It's really funny.
There's a lot of good animation in it.
I go back to the cutscenes sometimes just to watch them. Oh yeah, Pedro Pupa is a really bad boss fight.
The problem with Pedro Pupa is he's just unfair. Like, he will literally
have almost no arena.
Yeah, and like, I get they were trying to do kind of like Billy the Ben, but at least with Billy the Ben, his movement was way more predictable. Yeah. With Pedro, he can sometimes he could just sometimes jump towards you, like, and you won't even know what's happening until, even after you've like passed him. He's got like super brain. But I do love his animation of him on the little unicycle.
Mr. Walker says he actually has a pattern.
I know he has a pattern, but I'm saying it's not as readable as Billy the Ben. Billy the Ben literally just goes back and forth, and obviously if it hits you, then it's your fault that you got hit, not his.
Teddy Roo says I speedrun the DOS version because no Pedro Pupa.
That is totally fair, but I still like Pedro. Like, don't get me wrong, I love his design and I love the animation. Like I said, when he gets on a little unicycle, you're just like, what is this? It's just Jim absurdity to its best. I love Jim absurdity. Like, absolutely love it.
It shoots maggots for every 10 ticks of damage you do.
Yeah,
Okay,
that I
that
know.
seems like it's kind of punishing the player for fighting the boss, though. Flaming Yawn can be insta-killed with the barn wall gun? I didn't know that. That's kind of funny. I grew up with the Genesis version
See, that's
of
so
Gym 2.
funny to me because I grew up with the Super Nintendo version. I didn't get the Genesis version until like really late in the program.
Those of you who don't know, the Genesis version doesn't have the ability to swap your guns. So I always had to use the barn wall gun like first thing as soon as I got it so that I could actually like functionally use the shooting. The Manta Shield is also really hard to pull off in the Genesis version.
Just because of how the Genesis controller is, it's not
Yeah.
very user friendly for at least
No.
for that.
Psychro can be killed off with the barn wall gun?
That I
That
didn't
sounds broken.
that I didn't know. That sounds like some prototype stuff, but I'd believe it, to be honest with you. Gym 2 is very there's bugs everywhere in Gym 2, unfortunately.
Honestly, that
Well, actually, no, that's not fair. The prototype for sure. I did a playthrough where I died. I died because I literally fell through. I think I fell through the world or something. It was funny.
yeah, they really could have used the buttons on the 6-button controller. I think that's my biggest issue with the Saturn and PS2 ports is that they didn't do anything with those buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a bot.
Get rid of the bot. We don't welcome your kind.
Okay, bots dealt with, I think.
Thank you. It's weird. I didn't think I would get bots.
There's a ROM hack for Genesis that features swappable weapons. That sounds amazing.
I did see that, but every time I tried to download it, my virus protection software would go haywire. So I was like, I guess it's a virus. So screw.
What button would they even assign that to? Does it use the 6-button Genesis controller or something?
Probably either 6-button. I mean, why not just select?
That's true. I don't think did the Genesis have a select button?
Yeah,
Let me find a Genesis controller real quick.
that's how you blocked with Mortal Kombat. You had to hold
No,
select.
there's only a start button.
Hmm?
Genesis just has a start button.
Huh? No, I'm not about to look it up. I don't care. I don't care. I guess it does. I'm remembering a select button, or maybe you had to press start to guard.
I mean, it was probably start. I think I remember something about that.
Was it? But then how did you pause the game? I thought you could pause the game. I don't remember. I could have sworn you could pause Mortal Kombat.
Nope. It just has a start button. Let me look that up.
What the heck? Did I just get Mandela effect or something?
Just pause.
What's this? What's this? Lying.
See here. My internet's being slow, but yeah, block is start. There's no pause function in the Genesis version.
Wow. How wrong have I been? almost there, guys. Almost there. Definitely enjoy anything but tangerines on the Super Nintendo. That song rocks.
Yeah, I grew up with Jim 2 on the Genesis, and apparently that game's a lot harder than the Super Nintendo version.
Well,
For
yeah,
various reasons.
yeah, because Jim is slower on the Jim is slower overall, and on the boss, Psychro is he's faster than Jim.
The Psycho boss took me a lot
Mm-hmm.
of tries, but apparently you could kill him with a barnwall gun the whole time.
I guess I never tried. I don't know what to
Does anybody
say.
know where that one frog-looking enemy with a fork spear didn't make the cut in level 8?
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, you're talking about that frog shark thing. I don't think that actually made it into a sprite. I think that was just concept art, and then it was more likely colored either by Mike Welsh or Mike Dietz. That's my best guess. If only I could ask them.
Yeah, no weapon swaps on Genesis. That made it difficult too.
Yeah, because if you got the bubble gun when you're racing Psychro, you're just actually screwed.
Which is weird because if you can swap weapons, there's no point in the bubble gun existing. Because you can just swap.
Okay. Alright, and then we don't need you.
I think Gym 2 is just half-baked overall.
But I still come back to it every now and then because
Right.
there's like I said in my last stream, guys, there's just something magical about Jim. You know, it stayed in the back of my head for this long, so something had to give.
There are too many bugs in DOS version. I clipped through a wall and literally abducted. Also, if you defeat. There's a lot of weird changes to the DOS versions too.
Yeah, color
Stuff they didn't need to
wise.
change. Or when they redrew the title card for Gym 2.
Yeah.
Looks
I mean, I'd take that than the 3D one they used for the Saturn.
awful. Oh yeah, I hate that
It's
one.
gross. What were they thinking with the bubble? The speech bubble is really gross.
They honestly just did like the worst changes they could have done for the Saturn port. They could have had. I don't remember. Is the music like CD quality in that one?
Yeah. Wait, for the Saturn or the DOS?
For the Saturn.
Yeah, it's CD quality. That was
That's at least one improvement.
Yeah, that was Tommy Tallarico. Let's make these both bigger.
Mr. Walker says, I really hate the fact that the Jaguar ports were never done, considering Dave Perry did seriously think about it.
See, that's
I didn't know there was a Jaguar port
that's
at all.
interesting to me.
I
But
didn't know that
I
was up
won't
for
I won't
debate.
lie though. I wasn't thinking about the Jaguar.
Jaguar's a weird console.
But it had Rayman on it.
Yeah, well, it's a lot like the Sega Saturn in that the console is 64-bit only because they crammed it full of processors, and nobody knew how to develop for the thing. So
Yeah. Sega's. It's sad because a lot of
Like,
Sega's machinery is actually really good.
Sega, I've always said that Sega has the better hardware, but Nintendo just has better software.
Mm-hmm. Having something that's more programmably friendly helps.
Yeah.
Though they had something pretty well, in my opinion, with the Genesis, because assembler is not it's very It's not.
Oh, did I say
very
32-bit
organized.
for the Jaguar? I meant 64.
I thought you said 64.
Thought I did. It's only 64-bit by a technicality. It's basically a 32-bit console.
Hold on. What tangent? What are you talking about, Gray? What are you talking about, Gray? He says another tangent. Did I do a tangent?
Oh yeah. We went off on a tangent for a little bit.
Oh no! I thought he meant tangent as in like artistically. I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, he might. I don't know.
On the handle.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you do have a tangent there.
Oh fucking well. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't usually curse. At least online. Ta-da! See? This is not a tangent now. Haha. Besides, it goes so fast that you won't even see it.
Okay. I know the Jaguar is 64-bit. It's just... It's kind of not, though. It's literally only 64-bit by like a technicality. They never used it.
All right, Spencer, I'll send you the new one. I think it's looking pretty good though. I was at first gonna be like, maybe I should retime the gun, but I mean, it just works. I only got 12 drawings because I don't wanna overdo it with the drawing, even though I know I could. Because the whole point and the whole beauty of Jim is that it had to be eco-friendly. It had to be economically friendly with its animation. So I kind of want to do that too, like try and test how much can you squeeze in with the least possible frames.
Like 4 frames.
I mean, apparently they can do 3 and make something look great. So
yeah,
it can be done.
Fun fact, Jeff Minter, developer of Tempest and Defender 2000, noted that there was a hardware bug that caused polygonal textures to force the hardware to process them 11 times slower. Jeez. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare to develop for. Yeah, that looks good.
Looks fine to me. Still have to retrace everything because...
Yeah, it's kind of fuzzy.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm going to have to retrace for certain things, because there's obvious there's blatant where I clearly just used the raster, and I transformed... Oh, wait, no, it's blurry because I didn't set the... I know why it's blurry.
What, is he blurry?
That's my favorite joke in the cartoon. The sad part is the cartoon actually sets it up to be really good. Like, the first episode is probably my favorite episode. Just because everything looks good and, you know, the way that was written was great. And then it just...
I have the cartoon box set from
the
Australia,
American... Oh, you have the Australia one? Okay, that's the good one. That's the good one.
Or no, I think I do have the American... I know I have a bad one.
That's the America.
The American one. I want to get the Australian one at some point. My disc is actually scratched or damaged somehow, so it doesn't load the Wizard of Ooze.
Looks like your disc is dirty.
Christmas special was a weird way to end the series. Yeah.
Wow. Says nothing to what I just said.
I was ignoring that.
But that it looks like your disc is dirty. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be as blurry now, Spencer. Yeah, it's not blurry anymore. But there's clearly parts where I free transformed because I was trying to follow the arc a little better.
Right. No shame in that.
No, sir. Use your tools to the best of your ability. I love that Who Turned Out the Lights is playing right now.
What was the Christmas special called? Wasn't it like For Whom the Jingle Bell Tolled?
For Whom the Worm Bell Tolled or something. For whom the... It was something... For whom the something.
I think it was the Jingle Bell.
Hey there, jump if you really want to watch The Wizard of Oz.
Whoops, you have to put the CD in your computer.
I'm frame friendly. Wait. Jim had to be frame friendly to save on reforces. I'm frame friendly because I'm lazy. We are not the same. Hey, that's mean. That's mean. No.
It's pretty great.
But the thing is, if it looks good, it looks good. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, Gray. If it looks good, it looks good.
Queen Slugford dies off screen in that episode. I need to rewatch the series. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, because freaking Santa becomes somehow the Norse god of judgment. God, the writing. Yeah.
I think that's because the concept of Santa Claus is based on that Norse god.
I get it, but it's like, God, it's not funny. It's just not funny. It was just so shoehorned in. It wasn't.
The cartoon was hit or miss.
It was. Some of the jokes still are funny. Like, no, I'll just leave that. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm itchy. Where are the girls? Like, there are some really fun stuff, but then there's just absolutely such like a huge pile of evil has covered us in a blanket of really bad, yeah, or something like that, where it's just clearly there's
like the writer was,
there's no thought, like there's no thought behind this.
Yeah.
But it's not all episodes. Like, the first few episodes of Jim feel good. The first episode, Sidekicked, is probably the best in the series, next to like Egg Beater, and because I like the Egg Beater episode a lot.
Hey, Rocket Worm is here.
Really, Lim? All right. Yo, hey Lim, how's it going? The inflation episode unironically made me uncomfortable to watch. Actually, this look is quite popular on my whole planet.
Oh my god. Or the one where Jim gets eaten by the alligator.
Yeah, that's the first one. Even though it's technically vor, I mean, it's fine.
It's kind of funny.
It is, because
they do
like,
it in a funny way.
Yeah, they're like, we'll owe the whore, the humanity, and other big H words. What does this mean for our hero? And he gets eaten. And then he's like, but surely this can't be the end of our mighty hero. And then the alligator burps, and he's like, okay, maybe it can. Like, there's just a lot of there's more cleverness, I think, in the first episode.
I do think it's funny how the narrator just gets tired of his job throughout the series.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's one of my favorite jokes.
That was in The Wizard of Ooze. That's where he's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
For Whom the Jingle Bells Toll is the name of the episode.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
That's right, that's the one with the sweatshop elves. Yep, they did that before Family Guy.
Yeah, that's true. And they did a what's it called?
I have the series on my computer.
The movie with Uma Thurman. What's that movie called? Pulp Fiction. They did the, Le Fromage. Oh. They did that joke.
Teddy Roo says, I have the series on my computer in 6 different languages, and the dubs do not do Jim's scream any justices. I'd love to see a video compilation of all the screams in different languages, or certain lines.
I think... Didn't you upload that? I think. I don't remember. Yipe! He's actually saying.
I need to get Doug to record that.
I need Doug to say yipe! Ow! Ow! Yeah, I love it. He's actually saying ow. Doing good, guys. Doing good.
Jim feels like it really wants to be Animaniacs, which works sometimes and other times it doesn't.
Yeah, it's hit and miss for sure.
Or Freakazoid. I think Freakazoid was the better Earthworm Jim show.
I love it when they made a joke about Jim's narrator, and they're like, keep that up and you'll be like the narrator from Earthworm Jim, because the narrator and Freakazoid was starting to have like an attitude and stuff. So that to me was pretty funny.
Teddy Roo says they uploaded the Rush Limbaugh joke being changed in different regions. That
yeah.
actually is interesting because that joke doesn't land anymore because nobody knows who Rush Limbaugh is.
Yeah. Which is
But
weird to me that they included those kind of jokes, because to me it's like, what does that have to do with Earthworm Jim? Like, you're just actually putting like actual, like, what that wouldn't be pop culture. What would that be considered?
Politics.
Yeah, oh, it's just politics. Okay.
Yeah, they did reference Jim in Freakazoid. I think it was a one-off line, as John was saying.
Yeah, it was just about the narrator, which I thought was pretty cool.
Gene is uploading their sketch now.
Oh, cool! And I just realized I did all these lines, at least for his feet on the gun layer. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
I think.
I mean, I'm gonna have to retrace these anyways, so it's like, you know.
Freakazoid feels like what an Earthworm Jim cartoon should be.
Yeah. Yeah, to a degree. Though I'm not gonna lie, wasn't there it was like a milk. It was like a milk enemy or villain that was really creepy. Is that?
Oh no.
That was Freakazoid, right?
I know Dexter's Lab had a guy that was made out of paste. That was similar.
No, that you're thinking of Powerpuff Girls.
Not Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls is what I meant to say.
Yeah, that one was weird.
Someone is knocking upon my chamber door.
Hmm. Oh wait, no, I didn't draw it on the gun layer. Okay, cool. Crisis averted.
That was my mother.
What did your mother want?
She's offering cookies.
Ooh.
I feel like the jokes in Freakazoid landed a lot more often than the jokes in Jim.
I did like the the rating, the movie rating joke. Like,
Yeah.
It was like, what is this?
Or I think
Sergeant
one of my favorite episodes
Sergeant
is,
Scruffy. Give it up for Sergeant.
Candlejack.
Candlejack is definitely my favorite episode.
Yeah, he's like, I could never settle down. I just love meat too much. You can eat meat and be married too. Those Jim magazine ads were something else, says Teddy Roo.
Oh yeah, it's the size of your worm that counts. There were especially Earthworm
Save your
Jim
worm
2.
from the evil pussy.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Or how about these puppies? Or cat like
This
introduce
is
your.
the butt of the worm that saved the world.
No, I love those. Those are funny. My favorite one was Jim tries to figure out juggling or something. Like that is literally like like that's actually a limitation of Jim. How can he juggle?
For Jim 3D in Germany, the game was advertised like dewormer and tequila. That's really funny.
I like that. I think I made his hand a little too big.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It was one of those at first I was thinking maybe it could be like a smear, but then I'm like, nah. The action is fast enough. I don't think it needs to smear. And personally, I don't think we need to have two like really large, overly large. You know what I mean? Like this should be the main focus. Him catching the gun, not necessarily him flailing his arms.
Mr. Walker's got to go. Bye.
Mr. Walker, thank you so much for your time, and liked hearing about your some Earthworm Jim behind the scenes stuff. That's always cool. Cause I'm an avid fan for sure, but even there's stuff that even I don't know, and that's always cool. Cause then I can add it to my repertoire.
I forget. Or did you say you had that soup can that was made for Earthworm Jim 2?
No, I know what you're talking about though. I saw it. It was on eBay. And I tried to bid on it and I lost. It was a press kit. It was really sad. Why are you bringing up sad memories?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I thought you had it.
No, I wish it was. I want to say that was the press kit for Jim 2. Oh, speak of the devil. Ooh, no. Plum, 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 plum. Alright, let's export this now that his hand is kind of fixed and all that. See how that looks. Wow, there's over 19 different GIFs. Let's see what anyone else is saying. Let's see, no more. Let's see, such a scrap. Yeah. I know a lot about the... Okay. Let's see. Let's see how that looks.
Sorry about that. My mom was.
No, you're fine. Let's see here.
Oh, Rocket Worm's got to head out.
Well, Lem, thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry I didn't have too much going on, but I do appreciate you catching a little bit of the stream.
I'm probably gonna have to go any minute now too, cause
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, I did everything I set out to do. Everything's colored, or not colored, but at least outlined, and I'll add his feet and all that stuff in, retrace everything, but in vector this time, like a smart guy. Oh yeah, Mark, I could show you the animation, like the full animation. It might be a little buggy though, just because my computer can't really handle all that.
But yeah, it looks a lot better with that hand shrunk a little bit.
What I want to do, Spencer, is I might have to, on my own time, like, the hand motion it does flow, but there's just something about it that I'm probably going to have to explore. It does flow right into the arc, which is good, but it'll probably just need to be edited a little bit. I think Jim's head is actually growing. Like, it's it's on the down pose. So when after he literally says "ow," and when he's okay.
I mean, it's okay for it to grow for the exaggeration, but like
no, well, after he says "ow," then he's the exaggeration is him opening his mouth and and screaming, and then after he said done saying "ow," then his head should kind of shrink. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Looks right to me.
Okay. Like I said, I'll if anything I'll explore. But I do like where it's going. I like the gun. I like how it has just a little bit of delay in the air.
Despite all the tangents.
Okay, you can. There's.
I'm joking.
I got rid of the tangents. Are there any others?
I'm joking.
I know, but Gray got me all. Gray got me all self-conscious now. Let's see. Getting something on model after an exact. It is. It is totally. Because, Gray, the first thing I notice is I hate when things are on model and it looks great. Like, near the end of the animation, Jim, he returns back to his shape. But I swear, during that exaggeration, I think I made him grow maybe just a little bit. So, again, this will all just be on my own time. Fixing things. And then on the next stream, I can show you the completed.
So we wrapping up stream here?
I think. Not really sure what else to. Besides just actual cleanup, because this is just now cleanup time. Cleanup time.
Well, in that case, I really do gotta go.
Oh yeah.
It was nice hanging out with you, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime you're free to do this, that's cool.
Maybe next time we'll have Mr. Bones in here too.
Oh yeah. Then we can have Linux and Jeb and
Everyone.
Everyone come in.
That's right. Even you.
Even you, viewer. All right. Well, I'm saving. I'm saving it for posterity. See you, Spencer. Have a good one, man. All right, guys. I'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. I've done pretty much all the things I wanted to do during this stream. I just want to clean up a few more things, and then yeah. So I guess before I go, I'll just leave it playing. Well, actually, why don't I give me a second. I'll just add it to OBS. That way y'all can see it as well. Give me 1 second. Because then y'all be able to see it like as it's intended. Because it's really hard to tell what's going on in the player in Clip Studio. So give me 1 second, and I will add that. Here, I'll just put that in the center there. Okay. Can y'all see the animation? Oh yeah, thanks, man. I really like how the gun kind of just delays. Yo, thanks. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, next time I stream, hopefully all this will be done. It'll be colored. But yeah, we got Jim's hurt. This is him taking some major damage. I'll just leave it playing for a little bit longer, and then we'll call it quits. So yeah. Ow. Ow. Yipe. Yes, indeed. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, Earthworm Gym fan, I'm back. Looking groovy so far. Oh, thanks, man. I'm sorry. I'm now actually looking at the chat a lot more. So if you're still here, are you still here? No, you're not. But that's okay. You got a shout out. But would you say it's a lot of damage? Kind of a lot of damage. The fact that he has his gun just flings out of his hand. Hopefully that'll communicate to the player that you're pretty powerless and you can't do anything until after Jim is reached back to the ground and recomposed himself. But yeah, there's still a lot more to do, obviously, with the game. But I'll probably do all the gunning animation maybe in my own time, just because I know that's going to take a long time. But any of these little silly animations, like getting hurt, or maybe the jumping, or just all of Jim's core animations I want to get done. And then I can have more fun with, like, the idols. But yeah, guys. So I appreciate everyone who came by. And hopefully we can stream again. Bye!